Owen, tell me something.
Truman, did you know there's another Rashee Rice thing?
That's true. Welcome everybody back to another episode of Dahm. That's true. Of course, I'm your host of the most true to C Machine Steen. As always, I'm joined by the bomb.
Bang.
Owen Dahm. Oh, welcome everybody. There's been another Rashee Rice thing, of course.
Woo. Actually,
It happened. So, for the record, we record on Monday nights at 8:30 to 9ish.
Yep.
Till about 10 p.m.ish.
Yep.
We then upload it on like Tuesdays.
Yep.
And then, or Monday night to Tuesdays, and then it goes up on Wednesday.
Yep.
And the time it took from us to record, from when we finished recording to when it was uploaded on Wednesday, there was a Rashee Rice thing. So I like clickbaited. It was like, how long do we think Rashee Rice will get suspended? And he got in trouble again.
Well, I don't know if you've looked up anything around that. It seems kind of this one doesn't seem real.
This one could not be real.
It seems like, from what it sounds like because the bar owner looked at the security tape and said that, Rashee Rice wasn't even drinking. And then said, so people are like, oh, a camera guy probably got in his face and Rashee Rice pushed him.
There's light at the end of the tunnel. They said even the camera guy left the club without injury.
Right.
So he might have just went and Tyler Durden himself.
Yeah, it was so.
Fight Club reference for all you.
Yeah, so. It doesn't seem like anything's going to come out of that one because it's a club thing. You're never going to find anything good.
And then, of course, everybody was posting about the SMU thing, which, by the way, doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
That's like the hardest, and that feels like a crazy thing to say, where you're like, oh, it doesn't mean anything that he shot shots into a car. No, because it's just hearsay. It's just a reported incident that the police weren't called. It wasn't reported to the university.
By the way,
the university didn't do anything.
SMU.
There's nothing that ever happened from it.
SMU's in DFW. And SMU is in a not the greatest part of DFW. So.
Right. What I will say is that I think Rashee Rice needs to stop spending his time in Fort Worth. He grew up in Fort Worth, or just outside DFW. He went to school in DFW, and now he goes back and spends the summer in DFW, and that's where he's running into all his problems.
Leave DFW before you Ahmaud Wainwright yourself.
Yes. Whoa. Hey, hold on. Ahmaud Wainwright was from Raytown, Owen.
Truman, do you still live in Raytown?
Me?
Yeah.
No, not me.
Oh, you don't? Oh, okay.
But Ahmaud Wainwright didn't.
But he did it in Raytown.
He did shoot at a car on 435. So he was probably.
And where's 435 right next to
Truman?
Truman?
With his Raytown buddies.
Mm-hmm.
Take the boy out of Raytown. Can't take the Raytown out of the boy.
Listen, that wasn't an indictment on Raytown. It was just a personal anecdote that both of us know.
To be fair, Vincent probably goes back and spends a bunch of time in Raytown and commits a lot of crimes, I would say, personally.
I will say the only crime I ever committed was in Raytown. The only crime
You're not helping his argument right now.
The only crime I've been arrested for was in Raytown.
We all have. We all make mistakes.
The heat of passion, Jimbo.
Yeah, I don't know. I got arrested for stealing Yu-Gi-Oh cards from the Raytown Walmart.
I was going to ask, and then I remembered what it was for.
I just remember that every time he tells a story, he has to remind us that he would have gotten away with it. It wasn't for my meddling girlfriend.
Who was the CSM at said Walmart?
Maybe that wasn't your best.
We're chill.
Decisions were made. Listen, we forgive you.
But yeah, basically the only Rashee Rice thing we're dealing with is the car accident thing now.
Listen, Vincent was on that grind. Listen, no crime for grind. No, nothing else. All right. Before we get too deep in the episode, I do want to thank the patrons over at patreon.com/opendisaster. Shout out Aaron, Joe, Skylar, Dylan, and Mailbox Kansas City, which, by the way, if you're looking for something to do up in North Kansas City, go on down to Mailbox Kansas City, now open in the Iron District, serving shakes, serving melt monsters, serving scoops, and serving cones, if you ask nicely.
Mm-hmm.
So, we actually, there's free ice
Don't
cream
ask
day.
him meanly. They won't give it to you.
Give me a cone. Spit on him.
Not anymore, buddy.
Nope.
Oh, hey, did you ever get your AC thing fixed, by the way?
Yeah, we actually just changed the filter, and it defrosted my coil.
Nice.
Yes. So, but, okay. Let's get into the actual meat of the episode. This week we're talking We're gonna talk a little Chiefs. We're gonna talk a little Royals. We're gonna do top five beers, and by beers I mean beer scenarios. We're not talking Miller Lite. We're talking shower beers.
Mm-hmm.
For the record, so
yeah, I had to retool my list. Well, I was talking to one of my coworkers because I made my list pretty quick after you sent me the show notes, and I retooled my list, and I might need to move some things around, but I think my top 5 is pretty solid 5. I think
that's fair. I'll do my list pretty much live when you're doing your list, as one of us always typically does on the show. That's a little behind the magic secret for Dahm. That's true.
Behind the magic secret,
yes,
as opposed to in front of the magic secret.
Yes. But today we're gonna talk a little Chiefs. We're gonna force it down your throat, even though there really isn't a ton of Chiefs stuff to talk about. We're gonna ask a question. The question I'm gonna ask you is, what's the worst position?
Oh, I have a question for you right now.
Okay.
Who had more yards last year, Sky Moore or Kadarius Toney?
Wow. I feel like it's probably Kadarius Toney because it's probably Sky Moore because my answer wants to be Kadarius Toney.
Final answer?
I'm gonna give you what you want. Final answer, Kadarius Toney.
It's Sky Moore.
I knew
Do you know how many more yards Sky Moore had?
23.
80 more yards.
Really?
Do you know how many yards they got?
I believe Kadarius Toney.
If I could give you an over/under, where would you set the over/under yards for them?
If I wanted to split them, where one was over.
No, just both of them. Because they're so close. They're 80 yards.
I would set the line for you at 235.
That's really close. I know they got under 300 yards.
Yeah, I want to say Kadarius Toney had like 180.
You know who wide receiver 2 was on the Chiefs last year?
Justin Watson.
Watson, yeah.
Watson, yeah.
Yeah, it was Justin Watson. Yeah. Do you know how many yards he had?
630.
Like 480.
Really?
And they won the Super Bowl.
They're really spreading the ball around last year.
Yeah.
Now I want to look up Kadarius Toney yards because I do want to say it was like 186. 169.
Yeah. So Sky Moore had like 240.
But Owen, he's going to be the number 1 wide receiver this year.
Yeah, no, he's not. Anyway, yeah, we can get started on the worst position on the Chiefs roster. It's really tough. We're pretty good. I'd say my gut answer is to say defensive tackle.
Yeah, how about we go position group? That makes it harder.
Okay. Because I would
if you're like
I would say left side
returner.
I would say left side DT.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, not right side yet.
Right. This is definitely not right side.
So yeah, give me a position group. Let's go D-line, O-line, wide receivers, tight ends.
Well, it's tough. It's tough, right?
Backs.
Because so obviously quarterback group, you've got Carson Wentz and Patrick Mahomes. Like Carson Wentz being a secondary is
probably a top 10 backup quarterback in the league.
So and then obviously Patrick Mahomes, top 2 quarterback, top 1 if you're like
he's top 1.
Top 1 eye test, top 2 stats because he didn't have his greatest stats of all time last year.
He's top 1.
Yeah, he's top 1.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
We do not have to field any arguments for anybody else.
That's fair.
It's over.
It's fair.
Over.
That's
I'm not listening to, well, what about? No. Nobody beat him last year in the playoffs when it mattered. Even your best argument was, oh, well, what about the guy who was hurt? He's fucking hurt. He's been hurt 2 out of 4 years. Not that guy. Not him.
That's true. Okay, so quarterbacks obviously can't be the worst position.
Yes.
Running back, you've got, I think, we'll get back to that actually.
Sure.
You got wide receiver, you've got Rashee Rice, and you've got Hollywood Brown.
Okay.
And then Justin Watson, I guess. Those are your top 3.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because I think Justin Watson has one more year left on his deal. And then obviously no MVS. You got corners. Starts with Trent McDuffie, then Joshua Williams.
Mm-hmm.
That 1-2's not going to be your worst.
Sure.
Then you've got George Karlaftis and Chris Jones on the D line. Then safeties, you're rocking with Justin Reed starting, and then Chamari Connor and what's his face? Brian Cook. I guess
oh my God, the new guy, Hayden Hicks.
Yeah. So and then obviously
is it Hayden Hicks or am
it's
I mixing?
and then you can't and then tight end is the guy we drafted whose name
Jarrett Wiley.
Yeah, Wiley,
Noah
and then
Gray.
Noah Gray, Travis Kelce.
And Blake Bell still. Wait, sorry. No more Blake Bell. Irv Smith Jr.
Right.
is kind of being forgotten.
And then Travis Kelce.
They must not be impressed by
So
Irv Smith Jr.
it's definitely running back. Because you got Isaiah Pacheco and nobody else.
I think there's an argument that it's wide receiver still.
But you've got Rashee Rice
Yeah,
and
but-
then somebody who's had 600 yards before in their career. You have Isaiah Pacheco and nobody else.
Hollywood Brown might have hit 1,000 one time, didn't
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
he?
Clyde Edwards-Helaire career long rush is like 28 yards.
Fair.
I think it's running back. Because you got the kids that they keep drafting.
Linebackers
Just
are very
whacked
good. I mean, you have Drew Tranquil and Nick Bolton in that same group, and Leo Chenal really came on late.
And that one kid, Jack Cochran, showed up last year when he had his number called.
Jack Cochran's kind of a D lineman at this point.
Yeah, he's fine.
Actually, Jack Cochran isn't. Leo Chenal is more of a D lineman than
Jack Cochran just needed to be fine for that linebacker group to blow the running back group out of the water.
But you have a savvy vet.
He needed to be a below average replacement, and he's an average replacement.
But I say when you compare it to the rest of the team, or when you compare the groups to the rest of the NFL in groups,
Okay, if you're
I
comparing,
think a lot of the other
I was
NFL is the similar in running back, where it's hard to be like, oh, well, our running backs are worse because we don't have a 1,000-yard rusher. Yeah, man.
he had
There's just not that
983. He
many.
had like 983. Anyway.
Right, and you're like, oh, well, and we have our backup. Yeah, our 5-year vet. Like, I would
true.
say you could say the Chiefs have the worst running back, the worst position group
So
is the
are-
running
so-
backs, but the Chiefs might have a top 10 running back room.
Is your more thought on like compared to the league? Because I was just comparing him to other groups on the Chiefs.
When I say weakest, I mean I would say the one that's the most glaring. Like, what is our weakness?
Yeah,
And I think a weakness
I'd say
is
now
compared
still
to the rest of the NFL.
I still
where
say
are you-
I still say wide receiver.
But
I
that-
mean, like Justin Watson isn't a terrible third wide receiver,
Yeah,
but you still don't like if you had your choice, you'd choose Buccaneers Justin Watson
I think
as
if-
your third wide receiver.
I'm not even sure I would. No, I think he's
Yeah.
very similar.
I mean, but
I'm gonna pull-
that's a fine
You're
wide
gonna
receiver
pull up the
3.
stats. I think if Rashee Rice wasn't getting suspended, I would say no argument for wide receiver.
But
because then you would have
we're kind of
you would
forgetting
have
about
pretty much 1,000-yard receiver, promising rookie,
Yeah.
solid vet in Justin Watson, and then you have all the
whoever
other,
else. Who cares?
Kadarius Toney, Sky Moore, Justin Ross. But also, I still would advocate that you should go. What position would you make one more signing at on this team?
D tackle.
Okay, name the second position. You make another
Wide receiver.
wide receiver. I want Michael Thomas. Personally,
Knock it off, cat.
I might be. Yeah, sorry, Owen's fighting off the cat. Now that I really wanted Zay Flowers, I'd love Zay Flowers.
Jones?
I really wanted Zay Jones, and the fact they let him leave and he ended up signing for vet minimum with the Cardinals kind of sucks. But I mean,
He's not.
I'd still
for
want
Zay
Michael
Jones.
Thomas, I think.
The reasons
I'm
that
not
Zay
reading
Jones
them, like-
didn't sign here isn't because the Chiefs didn't want him.
Right.
Zay Jones said, "I'm 4th on the depth chart, like max, if I
Right.
sign in Kansas City."
That's true.
And in Arizona, he's like 2 minimum.
And somebody did point out there's a deep wide receiver class next year, free agent class, that you will that if you don't perform this year, you're not going to get paid next year. Also, by the way, Tampa Bay Justin Watson, 5 yards, or this is receiving yards, 5 yards, 159 yards, 94
You
yards.
need 5 catches.
What? No.
Oh, you're talking about you're just looking at his games.
Receiving yards for the season.
Oh,
5 yards, 159 yards, 94 yards, and in 2021, 0 yards. He only played 1 game.
never mind. Definitely not.
2022 with the Chiefs, 315. 2023 with the Chiefs, 460.
I'll take that,
Yes.
dude. That's what we need.
Justin Watson is exactly what you need him to be. Watson, yeah.
Yeah, he needs to be
DeMarcus Robinson role without the drops and without the fumbles.
the
Well, he's still kind of
what's his face
sometimes.
role?
They all fumble. Who
Not
fumbles,
Jeremy
bro?
Maclin, the other guy that we like, the guy that played on the Niners that had a crazy game.
Oh, Chris Conley.
Yeah, it's Chris Conley. Oh my gosh, I couldn't remember his damn name.
Yeah, the Chris Conley role.
He's doing it.
Brother, go get multiple hundreds of yards. That's
What?
all we need.
Well,
You're never going to go over 100. You're not going to really be worth ever getting picked up in fantasy. But you're going to win the hearts of Kansas City.
What's that? 35 yards a game? Yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So
2 to 3 catches a game? Yeah, sure.
So worst position on the Chiefs roster, what is your final answer?
I'm still going running back because we've got Rashee Rice. Okay, not including suspensions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Rashee Rice, Xavier Worthy, Hollywood Brown. and then you sprinkle in some Justin Watson. That's a fine 1, 2, 3, 4. That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah.
That's better than last year.
The running backs are fine too. Isaiah Pacheco with Clyde, who we said, you know what, fucking bring Clyde back.
I don't know. I
We
can't.
said that, and now
I
he's
can't
back.
say corner. I can't say tight end.
You could say corner.
I don't think you can. You have a top 5 corner,
Yeah, you have one top 5 corner.
and then you've got Jalen Watson and Joshua Williams.
Both fine. They're both rotational guys.
That's all you need when you have a top 5 corner.
Yeah,
on the
one
other
of them
side.
needs to step up. I mean, to be fair, that's kind of what we thought of L'Jarius Sneed about 2 years ago. You're like,
And then Shamari Connors could play corner.
Shamari Connor.
He's like a corner safety
but
hybrid. He's like
There's
a
also Nick Jones
he's like
and
a-
Nazeeh Johnson.
Nazeeh Johnson. Yeah.
Nazeeh Johnson, I think was taking reps with the ones last year and got hurt during camp.
Yeah,
so.
people. Yeah, the coaches have. If you listen to press conferences, they say how high they were on Nazeeh Johnson.
And they drafted somebody they drafted a corner in the 7th round, so I assume he'll be awesome.
Yeah, so he'll be all pro.
Yeah,
Pro.
Right.
Don't even think about it, Cat.
Always thinking about
I'm gonna whack you with this baguette.
it. So
They don't like us.
safety could always be an answer.
No, it can't. Give Justin Reed. Can't.
Justin Reed's not a top
Brian Cook, Justin Reed,
10.
Shamari Connor. That is not the weakest. Especially with Brian Cook coming off
Who
of
got the interception in the end zone? It was somebody bad. Somebody that we did not. Oh, Mike Edwards. Man, rip to Mike Edwards. Miss him.
no,
he
you
went
don't.
somewhere weird.
You didn't like him on the Chiefs. You said he was terrible the whole season.
He grew on me.
No, he did not. You said he was trash the whole season.
Better than Daniel Sorensen.
Okay, I'm ban. Oh no, I'm not. But come on. I could choose any safety in the league, and you say he's better than Daniel Sorensen.
Name one.
Darren Sharper right now, you would say is
Who's
better.
Darren Sharp.
One of the most hottest hidden safeties in the league.
Never heard of her.
You don't know the Greg Jennings video, do you?
Oh
Oh no!
fuck you, Gumby.
It's Darren Sharper, one of the most hottest hidden safeties in the league. You can't stop me. I put my team on my back though. Crossing the plane.
Fuck you, Gumby.
Touchdown.
All right. Okay.
Greg Jennings.
My final answer for this, I think my final answer for this is still wide receiver. I'm going to take it with suspensions, where you only get half a Rashee Rice,
a third,
and I'd.
sir. 6 games is a third of the season.
Oh, and what about the shooting at SMU?
If we found out that 4 years ago you may or may not have been almost involved.
Oh, and all the NFL teams knew about it, Owen.
Shut up, Mike Florio.
I mean, there were scouting reports from before the draft that said that he had a problem attitude, but he's very good. And he was very good, and now we're seeing a little bit of maybe that problem attitude.
He just needs to get out of DFW, like you said.
Yep. All right.
Sounds like he's hanging around with the wrong crowd.
Get some new friends. That's what I'm saying. Okay.
Sometimes it's okay to leave your college friends behind.
Let's do a little Royals recap.
Woo!
Another team doing very well, except for, again, we're recording right now at 9:20 on Monday. The Seattle Mariners just hit a 2-run homer 2 minutes ago.
Damn.
Spoilers for anybody who's watching on a
Yeah, watching a
2-day delay.
2-day-old game.
2.5, honestly.
They ruled it back.
You're lying.
Of course I am. They don't do that.
I was like, what?
It's bottom of the second. Who cares? We start cooking in the 7th inning. So
The Royals, since the last time we saw you guys, I believe they had beaten the Brewers when we were recording, I think. But they went 2-1 in that Brewers series, 3-1 over the Angels.
pretty convincing series.
So, what was that 5-2 for the week, plus 3 above 500. They were half a game back from the Cleveland Guardians going into today.
Yeah.
They're tied with the Minnesota Twins. They are in the wild card spot by 3 games.
Yeah, dude, the Royals are good.
The Royals are, I'm willing to say, good.
I think the expectation has to obviously the bare minimum is over 500. And by the way,
Damn, Cleveland's blowing this game wide open against the Rangers right now.
Damn.
So we're gonna have to win.
on ESPN Bet right now,
Have to win.
you can get the Royals win total over 83.5
I take it.
at -130.
I'd hammer it.
Yeah, I already did hammer it.
I would move the line if you can.
You can't.
I'd
I
move-
tried.
Damn it. I'd move it to 84.5.
I would have moved to 87.
What's Royals to make? I think Royals. So Fangraphs has the Royals to make the playoffs at 40%. I was hearing today,
Mm.
and so I wonder what the. Let's look at the FanDuel odds right now. The superior gambling app.
Actually, the worst one.
Besides the fact that I have to reset my password, so I'm actually going over
See,
to
there you go.
DraftKings.
Just go to ESPN Bet. ESPN Bet, go to.
They don't care about security over there at ESPN Bet.
No, they just don't make you reset your password if you don't open the app for 3 days.
Sounds unsecure to me.
Sounds communist to me.
Okay. MLB.
Royals.
Futures, as they say. As people know. Team futures. World Series 2024. You still get the Royals at plus 6,500. Something to think about. Oh, dude, I need to go cash out my bet.
Well, your Royals World Series bet?
Yeah, I took it at like plus 150, or I like 150 to 1. Like I placed like $1 or like $10.
Oh, can I cash out my bet right now? Will they think you think they'll let me?
They might give you an offer.
I bet a 10-1 on like plus 10,000.
Royals to make the playoffs. Plus 160 on yes, minus 190 on no.
Yeah, here we go.
That's crazy.
Royals World Series winner Fiverr at plus 7,500. Potential payout $380.
Wait, what? Oh. Are they?
This is like the first week.
But they're not offering you
No, it doesn't
a
look
cash out? No. You could
Cancel
just cancel it. Hey, buddy, we'll give you the $5 back. Don't worry.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have to
Gonna have to pry it from my
cold dead hands.
The world's gonna end before I cash out my
Before I
Royals
cash
bet.
out my Royals plus 7,500 World
Wait,
Series.
I might have
winner.
reset my password. God damn it. No, I didn't. Okay.
FanDuel ass. That's why I stopped using it. I grew so tired of fucking resetting my password every 2 days. Shit's so annoying. Oh, I didn't place a bet this Wednesday. Oh, it's next week. Gotta reset. That's literally why I stopped using it. I was so fucking tired. My password was I hate FanDuel, and then I changed it to I hate FanDuel too. And then after I had to reset it, I was like, I'm not fucking doing it again.
I hate when I prove you right.
I'm not using that.
I want to turn this into a TikTok clip and just put the time elapsed where you're just victory lapping on my grave. Just me straight.
This is why I use the GOAT MGM and ESPN bet. My GOAT MGM.
My scrote MGM. All right. Appreciate. So Royals good.
Yes, they're a good team, man.
Good.
Salvador Perez is. Oh, I wanted to ask you about this. Is Salvador Perez a Hall of Famer?
Yes.
I think he has to be, right?
The only issue for Salvador Perez, it's the same thing that people will say about like. It's funny. I think I think he's going to be very similar in the way that we think about Jason Kelce, where centers don't really make the Hall of Fame. There's maybe 4 or 5 centers I want to say in the Hall of Fame, but he will. And it was one of those things where, like, 2 or 3 years ago, maybe after the Super Bowl, people were like, is Jason Kelce a Hall of Famer? I don't know. And then he had, like, 2 or 3 more All-Pro seasons, and they're like, and then it was when he retired, they were like, Jason Kelce will be a Hall of Famer. And I'm wondering if we're going to see the same thing with Salvador Perez, where right now which, by the way, I think he's already a Hall of Famer, which is what people were saying about Jason Kelce after they won the Super Bowl.
I think Salvador Perez's problem is that Yadier Molina is a ball player that played at the same time as him.
Yeah, but Salvador Perez, here's the thing is that Salvador Perez as a catcher, because that's why catchers don't really make the Hall of Fame, is because they deteriorate so fast.
Mm-hmm.
But Joe Mauer's going to go in also.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Joe Mauer's going to go
Of course.
Yadier Molina's going to go in.
Of course.
And I think Salvador Perez has to go in. And
I think at age 34, when you're a top 5 hitter in baseball, like, yeah, you're a World Series winner, World Series MVP.
5 Golden Gloves, a couple
it's 8 Golden Gloves.
Is it 8 Golden Gloves? It's a lot of Golden Gloves.
He has a Silver Slugger as well.
It's a couple Silver Sluggers, I want to say.
Yeah, 8 Gold Gloves.
I don't see how he's not. I don't see how somebody can be. He's been the best AL catcher since he's entered the league.
For a while.
Sorry, I guess Joe Mauer did exist at the beginning there.
Okay.
But really, since probably 2015 to 2014, I think he's been the best AL catcher. And he's still the best AL catcher today.
Yeah, of course. And
he's going to win another Silver Slugger this year.
I will hear no arguments for Gary Sanchez, Yankees fans. Can't believe that was ever an argument. Ridiculous.
And the people that God, and this is where, because this is where it pisses me off, because so many things, like, this is where the stat nerds annoy me, is because they all go, well, it was like, because if you look at Salvador Perez's WAR, his actual WAR as Baseball Reference, like how it initially came out, it's very good. He clears a lot of players. He's got like 34, 35. It's good for a catcher, especially all this stuff. But there's people that'll like, they're like, oh well, actually an XF WAR in Fangraphs offensive isolated, or WAR. He's just like this catcher who wasn't very good. Welcome to the Hall of Fame, this catcher. It's like, dude, use your eyes and your ears and your mouth and your nose, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. He's got, like you said, all right, I'm counting it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Golden Gloves, 4 Silver Sluggers, which, by the way, he's adding one this year. He's won a World Series.
World Series MVP.
He could, honestly, he's also catching the best he's ever done in his career this year also.
Yeah.
And he's also hitting the best. And that's, again, like I'm saying,
I also don't think you could use WAR specifically for Royals catchers, because the Royals have always had a really good backup catcher.
Right. He's only missed 1 year. I think that's something that gets overlooked. As a catcher, to only miss 1 year ever, just insane. I know that the Baseball Hall of Fame is different. It's a little harder to get in.
If the
I
Baseball
think
Hall
Salvador
of Fame
Perez absolutely belongs in. And I think after he plays another probably 5 years, if he has another good 2 or 3, I think he's in.
Also, if the Baseball Hall of Fame was based solely on pitches low and outside, Salvador Perez would be the first person into that Hall of
What's
Fame.
crazy is he's hitting so good this year, and he's still chasing those pitches.
But he still hits them too.
I know. He's batting .329.
He's tearing the cover off the ball right now too.
His highest average of all time was his first year, where he played half the games. He played 39 games, and he hit .331.
And he's batting .329 right now.
Yes. Actually, the COVID-shortened 2020 season, he batted .333.
Doesn't count, whatever.
No. God, dude. 48 home runs. Remember, don't forget that I believe he won the home run race against Shohei Ohtani in 2021.
Yeah, he was blasting.
Don't forget that. Like, as a catcher, that's insane. That's bonkers. And people are still like, no, I don't know.
It's because he plays in Kansas City. If he played,
if he was a Yankee
or a Dodger,
oh my god, yeah, oh my god, he'd be everywhere. He'd be on the front page. He would have been All-Star all of the years. He would have been Silver Slugger all of the years.
yeah.
Golden Gloves, still probably. And
He plays in KC.
Well, what about his pitch framing? Shut the fuck up. That's why. By the way, that's why his fucking other wars are so low. It's the fucking people that overemphasize pitch framing.
Oh, pitch
when
framing,
he was in the middle of winning Gold Gloves by people that actually know baseball, that actually vote on baseball and scout baseball, were giving him Golden Gloves. In the middle of that, there's people in the back saying, "Well, his pitch framing isn't very good." Who gives a shit? It doesn't matter that much. It's overinflated. It's an overinflated stat.
Pitch framing is so stupid.
I'm sick.
When Salvador Perez is trapping a ball at the plate and firing it down to third and getting you outs, and you're like, well, on a 1-1 count, he didn't frame that pitch very well. What are we doing?
Also incredible at keeping the ball in front of him. Probably the best. Also the best, like, glove to base to second base.
Do you remember
number
2013, 2014 Truman when he was getting his first starts? Mm-hmm. Do you remember the crowd noise when he would just
he would start to see somebody steal,
or
and you're like, he's about to fucking cook you.
Or it was like, or just he would do it 2 or 3 times a game when he would get a pitch and just rip it to first or third, like to catch a guy like leading off too far.
And he gets them a lot of the time. He gets those guys.
Do you remember when he was first coming up and we were like, we just haven't seen a catcher do this ever.
Not many people had. He's kind of a Patrick Mahomes sort, if you will.
Okay. I heard about this on I don't remember if it was on 610 or another radio show.
You're great for sources.
Where would you put Salvador Perez in terms of like city love? Because like obviously Patrick Mahomes number 1. Is he over Travis Kelce? I think for a lot of people he could be. I think if you went Patrick Mahomes 1, Salvi 2, Trav 3, I don't think that'd be crazy.
Bobby Witt's 4 for sure.
Yeah. I don't think putting Salvi 2 would be crazy, especially with the Royals doing well right now and Salvi being like the best player on the team.
It's easy when the Royals are good to say that Salvi is 3.
But even when
is 2, but I mean, we have embraced him. He will be Kansas City icon. He will get a
Salvi and Trav really entered like the same year.
He will be the next statue. Ned Yost is not getting a statue, but Salvador Perez will.
Yeah.
For sure.
And what do you think?
Wait, Alex Gordon might get one before Salvador Perez.
I don't know. I think Salvi gets one for the double 2 hands up in 2014.
Is that his? It's either that. That's either his pose is the 2 hands up, or his other pose could be him splashing people. It could be him holding the water cooler.
Or
trophy.
imagine they have one where he's dumping it like onto Ned Yost
They wouldn't do that.
or onto Alex Gordon.
It's going to be a solo statue. It's either going to be him dumping
him holding a water
crazy,
cooler would be
it,
awesome.
or it's going to be his World Series.
As long as it's not like AIs. His thing was so small.
All those people said that about Allen Iverson's. They're all small out there. That's the thing about those. Like if you look at all the other statues out there, they're all that size.
Well, what Ernie Barrett's one at K-State's pretty big.
Is that the basketball coach that's out in front of Bramblage?
No, wait, no. It's not Ernie Barrett, but it's the.
Yes, but
it's not Tex Winter, is it?
It's got to be Tex Winter, or no? It's probably fucking Bramblage, isn't it?
Oh,
isn't that somebody's name?
Let me look.
We're great K-Staters.
Oh, it's a statue. I don't pay attention.
Listen, me and Owen didn't grow up K-Staters, and we come by that honestly. We picked it by graduating from there.
By choice, baby.
Listen, I can tell you, I wasn't there. But when I was born, I did usher in the golden age of K-State football with 97 to 2003.
You're welcome.
When I was born in 1997, they rattled off.
Yeah, it is Ernie Barrett. I was right.
Nice job. Proud of you.
Yeah, of course it's Ernie Barrett. Who else could that fucking be? That's Mr. K-State.
That's not the size. No, that's not the. No.
That's not the one you're thinking of?
That's not out front of Bramblage. That's like on the side. That's like in between the football stadium. Oh, Mr. K-State, Ernie Barrett.
Okay, it probably is Fred Bramlage then. Well, that's Fred Bramlage Coliseum. Here's the sign, right?
Right. I'm talking about the statue that's like right over here.
Yeah, that is Ernie Barrett.
No, because it was there while we were in school.
Yeah, Ernie Barrett's still there.
Was still alive when we were in school.
And he still had a statue. He's Mr. K-State.
Hold on.
Yes, look. See?
I don't think so. Ugh.
The man that hugged Barry Brown after beating... Yeah, see, look. Yeah, it's right there. Look, you see Bramlage Coliseum right there. It's Ernie Barrett.
That's not the one.
Are you thinking there's a bust of somebody?
God, I swore there was something else. Fucking... Maybe it is. Okay, maybe it is him. All right, you know what? I'll give it to you. Whatever.
Dude, it's Ernie. It's
okay.
the GOAT.
It's Bernie. It's all right. It's Ernie.
Oh, also speaking of Bramlage,
he had the fucking statue before he was dead.
Yeah, he's Mr. K-State.
That's crazy.
Just real quick before we get off the subject, I love when they do the stats things at Bramlage, and 3-pointers come up, and that one guy from like 1950 that shot like career 60% threes comes up. It's like, what the fuck?
That was funny.
It's like career, because it's like all these like really good players. It's like 44, 43, 47, and this random white guy from 1966 is like 65. You're like, what?
Yep. All right, so to recap our Royals recap, by the way. To recap it all.
Yes.
Royals, good. Royals back.
Good. Watch.
Royals finishing above 500.
Watch or listen. I recommend listening. The radio guys are great.
Seth Lugo, Cy Young candidate, perhaps.
At least one is saying.
2.
Shout out Aaron.
2. I'm hopping on the bandwagon with Aaron. He's turning Ben into a believer also.
He is. Well, he keeps posting stats, and you're like, damn, that's kind of crazy.
I mean, he's killing it. Salvador Perez, Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Statue outside of K-State, Ernie Barrett. Statue of Salvador Perez.
Pending.
Mike, I'm going splash.
I'm going 2 hands.
$5?
He's just like, yeah.
We are not going to remember that in 10 years when they put the Salvador Perez statue up.
Hey, Truman, remember you owe me $5?
But when this podcast has 20 million listeners in 10 years,
yeah.
when it finally blows up in year 15.
Hey guys, welcome into another episode of Dahm. That's true. This is the 19-year straight special. Sorry, babe. I'll come put the kids in bed later.
We're not quitting this show until we have 2 sons to hand it off to.
All right, son, you're 23. It's time to learn how to podcast.
Owen, you have to name your son.
Pod. And
Damn it. No, I have to name my son Truman. And
Truman
you
Jr.
just,
and
Dom,
Owen
it just has to be-
Jr.?
It just has no. You could name your kid anything because it's
Yeah.
Dom. That's true.
And-
I still have to have a true, and I was gonna say you can name your kid Truman, but he would have to solo host this as
you
Dom,
can name your
That's
kid
True.
Dominic Steen, and I can name my kid Truman Dom. So it would be Dom That's True.
Dom.
It would be a different Dom That's True.
Dominic Steen. Trash name.
You don't like Dominic?
Sorry, Dominic, if you're listening to this in the future. All right. Let's move on. Top 5. Oh, what could keep the? Well, I guess real quick, Owen. What could keep this Royals team from finishing
Okay,
above
two
500?
things. So right now,
I forgot I wrote a question.
the
for this.
Royals are number 2 in defensive runs saved.
Mhm.
They got like 39 or something,
That could regress back to the mean.
and they're batting really well.
The Seattle Mariners just scored another run.
Who cares?
I care.
I told you
Brady
it's
Sanders
not the
pitching,
it's not the 6th inning yet.
Just gave up another hit. Oh, it was a home run? Oh no, it's just a single. Why did they show it that deep?
That was weird.
Yeah, right. To the fucking fence, they showed a single. Ugh, 2 on, no outs. Just allowed a run.
He'll cook. It's fine.
He's already at 56 pitches.
Ground ball double play inbound truss.
Ground ball triple play. Fucking be a believer, nerd. What can keep this Royals team from finishing above 500? They don't hit very well when there's not runners in scoring position.
But when a runner's in scoring position, they like
If when
Half
the
the
Royals
time.
hit, if the player could spawn on second base, they would be so much better.
yeah.
Because then everybody would hit all the time. But instead, if a walk was worth 2 bases, like it is in co-ed softball, when you walk a guy, that would be really good.
They're
but it's not.
opportunistic. They're a very opportunistic team, which bodes well for the playoffs, honestly.
Mhm.
And then if starting pitching declines.
Yep. Fair.
Because right now, like Brady Singer's what, like number 3 or pitcher number 3?
Sounds right.
Cole Reagan, Seth Lugo, Bobby Witt, or Michael Wacha.
Wait, what?
I mean,
Alec
Singer.
Marsh is back. Alec Marsh is probably number 3 now. Then Brady Singer's 4. Michael Wacha has quietly been the worst one,
which is fine.
but he was the highest paid one, which is funny.
Who cares? It's Michael Wacha,
I know, it's just funny.
the mega veteran who killed the Royals for a bunch of years.
Yeah. So what could keep the Royals from finishing above 500? For me,
The bats.
continuing to not be able to hit outside of them being in run.
And then even though McCarthy has had some struggles recently, he's also, had back-to-back saves. So
He give up a home run, but he could. Wade Davis is also really good at whenever
Oh
he
my
would
gosh.
randomly give up his home run, he'd give up like 2 home runs a year. And when he did, they always had like a 4-run lead or like a 3-run lead. And he'd had that room.
and you'd be like, wait, don't do that. And then he'd like strike a guy out, get a double play. You're like, oh.
Yeah, it'd be like 2 outs, guy would hit a solo home run, and then he would strike the last guy out. You're like, well, that was weird.
Because he had like a .67 ERA.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh,
it
it was
was
I missed.
nasty.
He was a robot.
Yes,
A robot.
The cyborg Wade Davis. Okay. Oh, and top 5 beers.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking beer situation.
Yeah, I got you. All right. So I'm going to pull it up. I'm going to stick to my list of what I got. I'm going to stick to my guns.
Shout out. It was like K-State Twitter. Some
Yeah,
of those guys,
K-State
like
Twitter.
Anima Caleb or Ben and Everyman a Wildcat were talking about it. Where
Yeah, they had some.
but
They
you
had
know
some. They had some solid shots out there, but I developed this one entirely at lunch.
Mhm.
Okay, number 5. I have the lawn mowing beer. Before, after, or during, if you have a riding lawnmower.
Mhm.
So the lawn mowing beer. Number 4, the poolside beer. Poolside, either in a chair or legs in the water. Not fully in the water though. Poolside.
Mhm.
Number 3, the after work on Friday beer.
Okay.
Number 2, the shower beer.
Mhm.
And the best beer is the in the water at the lake beer.
Good beer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so number 5, lawn mowing beer. Number 4, the poolside beer. Not in pool, poolside. Very important.
Okay.
Number 3, the after work on Friday beer. Number 2, shower beer. Number 1, lake beer. And I'll explain why shower beer is number 2. One of my coworkers commented on this and said, hey, shower beer is good, but I think it should be lower. And I said, for me personally, and for all K-Staters, I don't have too many shower beers. For me, a shower beer is a declaration of an event, generally Fake Patty's Day.
For me in college is whenever we were about to throw a party, or we were
Yes.
like gonna go out on a Saturday. It was like after marching band, I'd be in the shower.
And you'd have a shower beer.
I'd be yelling,
and it would declare
ski mask at the top of my lungs.
Yes, it would declare that you're going out, or
that
people are coming to the
shit was going
house,
down.
or
it was kind of a declaration.
Yes.
Yes.
So that's why shower beer is 2 for me. But yeah, number 1, lake beer in water, no question. I mean, that's the best beer.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for people who people say the ocean's so much better than the lake. No, it's not. You can't drink a beer in the ocean, man.
Mm-hmm. I have kind of an all-encompassing beer. You're gonna kind of see what it is at the top there, and I think I'm gonna take one word off of it, and then I'll tell you what that word was whenever we go back.
But yeah, lawn mowing beer, poolside beer, after work on Friday beer, shower beer, and then number 1, in the water, preferably with a life vest diaper, beer.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know what a life vest diaper is, man, you're really missing out.
Actually,
It's where you just put your legs through the armholes.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so I've got a couple honorable mentions. I want to do an honorable mention to the stadium beer, because the issue with the stadium beer is that you're probably only going to have like one of them, because they're $15 for 24 ounces, or you're going to spend $100.
Which come to think of it, for a 24-ounce beer, $15 isn't the worst.
It's really like $12.
Right.
It's really not even that bad. But it just
feels bad.
The fact that you're forced into spending $12 on beer sucks.
It feels bad at the time, yeah.
And to be fair, there's sometimes that you get like a 16-ounce Blue Moon, and that's $9, and you're like, "Fuck, dude."
Yeah.
Okay. I'm trying to think. If there's another. Yeah, we'll be all right. Okay, number 5, the tailgate beer. It's a good beer.
It is a good beer. I left it off. It's a good one.
That's probably the first one where you're accepting. You're like, we're going.
Yeah.
We're tying one on. Maybe even like you might be drinking it like playing a game, and you're like, yeah, we're fucking on it. Number 4, first shotgun of a party beer.
Ooh, yeah,
it's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
The second or third shotgun, not. And the only issue with the first shotgun of a party beer is the beer's probably too cold, because you weren't prepared.
For me, the first shotgun of a party beer is where you get into trouble, because someone else sees like you shotgun, you're like, oh shit, I need a shotgun later.
Yeah.
And then they invite you to shotgun with them later.
Right. And so that was always, whenever we were at parties, whenever hosted parties or like went to parties, because people always liked shotgun beers, I always kept a beer. There's a pro move for all of our college student listeners. Mm-hmm. But I used to just put a beer in my back pocket, because it's easier to shotgun a warm beer. So like I'd be wearing jeans and just have like at least one.
It will never
beer,
be
if
like
not two
actually
beers in my
warm.
back
It'll
pocket.
be like still chilled, but not ice cold.
Yeah, not.
It was a
painfully
pro
cold.
move. It was a pro move.
One time I was it was after a golf round, and I couldn't figure out what to do with my last beer. I shotgunned a 24-ounce super cold beer, and that was fucking bad. That was hard. Golf cart beer gets an honorable mention as well. Ooh. Again, kind of for the same reason of a ballpark beer, where it's just kind of a little more expensive, unless you're sneaking them in. Same with ballpark beers, I guess. Okay, so 4 tailgate beer, 5 tailgate beer, 4 first shotgun of party beer, 3 first beer of a bender beer. Like, it's like Friday night, and it's like a bachelor party, or you're or your friends are in town in college or something. You're drinking a beer on Friday, knowing that it's the first one of 10 that night. You're gonna be hungover the next day, but you're gonna wake up. You're gonna probably start drinking again, because the second day of drinking, it's hard to get going. As somebody who doesn't do a ton of benders, I guess.
That's true. Not anymore.
It's hard to get going on that second day, but that first day, it goes so easy, and it feels so good. So that's number 3 for me. Number 2, the shower beer. We put it in the same spot. Very interesting. Number 1. This is kind of a wider, overarching beer, but it's the best beer feeling, and I think it kind of knocks a couple of yours into one.
Okay.
This is day drinking Saturday afternoon beer.
Ah, I like it. Yeah.
This company's the beer at the lake. Once you're in the water,
Yeah, it does.
you've woke up, you've eaten breakfast, you're getting down there, you're waiting for the boat to come back.
You've already
You're
moved
about
the
to go
cooler
to-
down to the dock.
You're in college. It's 2 p.m. on a Saturday. It's a great day outside. We're probably playing beer darts. We're throwing, it's that beer. It's the pool beer on the Saturday, or it's just like a dude. We have nothing to do, nowhere to go. It's 75 degrees outside.
Front yard.
I'm not worried about getting sunburnt, but I've got sunglasses on.
This is a front yard at 308 beer.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Just and so
We didn't do that enough.
before. I did have day drinking Saturday afternoon college beer, or college Saturday afternoon beer, but I just changed that instead to just a Saturday afternoon beer because I still enjoy those as an adult.
Yeah, we could still,
It
when
just-
we were out disc golfing and we were drinking beers on the course. That was
Exactly.
fun as hell.
It was a great beer. That was a great beer. That first
Those-
beer for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, the day drinking Saturday afternoon beer, number 1 for sure.
Yeah, solid.
Day drinking Saturday beer. Is what we'll just
Run back
call
through it.
Number 5, the tailgate beer. Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Honorable mentions: stadium beer and golf course beer.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, the tailgate beer. Number 4, the first shotgun of a party beer. Number 3, the first beer of a bender beer. Number 2, a shower beer. And number 1, the day drinking Saturday afternoon beer.
I like it. I like
the
it.
day drinking Saturday beer.
I like that a lot. Actually.
Saturday day drinking beer. Final answer.
We may or may not be doing that soon.
Yes. Yes. Hey, Joe. All right. Joe's gone. Joe doesn't listen. Don, that's true. But I'm feeling pretty. So this is kind of funny. I can't help but share this on the podcast just so everybody else can enjoy this. Nobody tell Joe, but Joe has a bachelor party coming up.
He does.
And we don't tell him the day, so we're gonna kidnap him a little bit. He has his schedule free. It's just for the weekend, but we're kidnapping him, and he doesn't know what day it is. So it's we're gonna bombard him, and then we're gonna take him down to the Lake of the Ozarks, and it'll be a bachelor party. It's not. It'll be fun, but
We're not going to the Ozarks.
yes, we are.
We're Table Rock, are we not?
No, it's the Ozarks.
We're going to Table Rock.
Table Rock is essentially the Ozarks, also.
Oh.
Somebody who really is into lakes or has a lake house on one of those lakes is fucking punching the air right now. We're it's
I could have sworn it was Table Rock.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's right around the same.
They're around the
It's
same.
Southern Missouri Lake.
The Booties.
Yes. But so we're going Memorial Day weekend. We're leaving the Friday of Memorial Day, but we threw them off on a different day where they said hey, our friends were hey, we're having people down to the lake for Memorial Day. We're all right, cool, sweet. That was all a lie to throw Joe off the set.
We lied.
And then Owen was fake going through his schedule. He's I'm so busy, dude. I'm so packed. And
I
he's
am actually
this
packed.
weekend I'm doing this. He's Memorial Day weekend we're going down to the lake with friends. They've got to be gone, right?
Yeah.
Vincent isn't down here.
No, yeah.
And then he goes, June 1st, nothing going on. We're all and we all sold it. We're oh shit, because Joe was in the room.
And then
he's
Vincent
June,
didn't.
He's next week, brother's bachelor party. Then it's wedding. And so that sold very well. And Vincent accidentally helped us sell it even better. So.
Yeah, it was very nice.
So now Joe thinks it's on June 1st, but it's really on Memorial Day weekend where we threw him off already. We doubled down on the throw off, which is great.
We just need to make sure we have cold beers ready for the second we cross the Missouri line.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah. All right. So there you go. Top 5 beers. Done. Dom, that's true. Done. Pop culture, you got anything you want to talk about?
I did have something, and then I forgot it. I remember at work, I was I should talk about this as a pop culture minute.
Shout out the Kansas City Current. Haven't lost a game yet.
Nope,
Never won
yeah.
a draw.
Invincible currently.
And the Sporty KC is the exact opposite. Dog shit. Fire, baby fire. Peter Vermees. It's been nice, but thank you. Bye.
Pop culture minute. What's up with the Avery Johnson disrespect on Twitter?
Listen,
Did he not score 5 touchdowns against Texas Tech?
people don't believe in him. It's crazy.
Why?
It's crazy.
Whatever. Just because we lose one kid to the Church of Latter-day Saints.
That is crazy.
It's crazy.
But listen, dude, getting Dylan Edwards, I know there were some K-Staters that are I don't know. He left us. Who gives a shit? 17-year-old making a 17-year-old decision. He took more money, blah, 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 whatever.
I posted this on Twitter. The second he crosses the plane for a touchdown, no one's going to remember any of the commitment stuff.
Yep. Even if he leaves again, we'll be mad. But listen, if he helps us win another Big 12 title, who gives a shit?
I couldn't care less.
Go to the college football playoff, who gives a shit?
K-State's, yeah, and our schedule is really easy this year. We should be able to beat the shit out of everybody this year. We have to do well this year. We have to.
We have to. We will.
No Oklahoma or Texas to beat us anymore. So
I know. All right. Was that it?
Yeah. I also wonder how Texas and them are going to do.
Oh my god, that's the wrong music. I'm so sorry. I tried to play the outro and it instead played the Spotify. What were you saying?
Just I'm interested to see how Texas is doing this year.
I hope they get fucking shit on.
It would be funny.
Same with Utah.
Oh, dude, Utah. Fuck Utah fans, man. We better. Oh, also Colorado fans out of nowhere. Piping up from a 4-9 season.
Same shit as last year. Twitter.com/Steam Machine. Twitter.com/Owen Gosh Dahm. TikTok.com/Steam Machine.
Thank you to the patrons.
Patreon.com/Home Disaster. Shout out Aaron, Skylar, Joe, Dylan, and Mailbox Kansas City, opening now in the Iron District.
Shut up, Colorado fans. Shut your asses up. Iowa State fans, you shut up too. Your jerseys look ass.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you for being here.
Go Cats, baby. Go Royals.
Go drink it Saturday afternoon.
Go have yourself a natter day with some beer donuts.
Hell yeah. See you guys. Oh, dude, have beer with the fucking Arizona tea cocktail pack that we drank just before this.
Yes.
Bye, guys. Bye.